Bawib Grana Weeb Nini Bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars live stream here on twitch.tv/Engineer Hoist, and with the replay following up on my channel on YouTube. We do record on Twitch live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, so if you're watching the replay, hit the link in the description over to the Twitch channel and come join these lovely folks in the chat live. People like Sharksy and Grand Galvatron and Gunfire, Optimus Rodimus, Gen 1 Red Alert is here, Big D as always, Silverbolt, Mr. Darwish says it's his first time here, so welcome, thanks, glad you can make it. And lots of other people which I still coming in, and thank you to everybody there, and thank you to new people who are coming in the future. I like to start off the stream with a question for everybody who gets in here early. And today I was just trying to see what other people, what other channels that people watch. What was your favorite Transformers YouTuber? It wasn't limited to just Earth Wars, and I was excluded because it's not trying to stroke my ego or anything like that. Obviously, we got some votes for Sunstreaker Waza, Alpha Prime, Skywarp Greer, all very good Earth Wars YouTubers. Had a couple of late votes for Thew Adams. I love his content. It's absolutely amazing. Definitely go check him out. MGO also got some votes. Definitely, those guys are definitely my go-to. I never miss a Thew video. I rarely miss any Transformers MGO videos, and there's lots of good stuff out there. I also want to shout out Patriot Prime, who's also he's relatively new to the YouTuber game, but he's doing fantastic. And he actually had me on for an interview a little while ago. So, and is this Follow Friday or something? I really didn't mean to do that, but it's done. So, alright, so let's head on over to talk about what you're here for, the Transformers Earth Wars news. This weekend's event is called Seek and Destroy. You take part in this weekend's event to win a gold, silver, and bronze G1 Power Core, up to 5,000 premium shards, up to 2,000 3-star shards, which is good enough for a full 3-star crystal, up to 700 4-star shards, up to 60,000 spark, and up to 6 total spark crystals for a chance at up to 10,000 spark, combiner spark, or even combat spark. And there's also a G1 G-Metal Power Core up there in the higher tiers. We'll talk about what you got to, what score to get there in just a moment. This is an individual event. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. It's just one big prize board. There are no prestiges, and you get triple XP throughout the event. And since it's not an Alliance event, you don't have to be an Alliance, but you still got to be Headquarters level 4, and you participate the same way you usually do. You hit the yellow event buttons, pick your zone, win the battle, win the points, and collect your prizes. The battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here's a summary of the prizes that you can win, including the point level you have to get all of the available shards. They are multiple different levels, but if you hit these points, you'll have collected everything of that type of a prize. You can get all 5,000 premium crystal shards, good for 5 premium crystals by 1,750 points, which is achievable by pretty much everybody if you just put a little bit of effort into it. By 2,500 points, you can get a bronze G1 Power Core. By 4,500, you can get a 3-star crystal, essentially, because you'll have collected all those shards. By 5,000, you get a silver G1 Power Core. 8,500 for all of the 4-star shards. If you hit 10,000, you will have collected all of the possible spark. Make it all the way to 15,000, you'll get a gold G1 Power Core. Got to get to 35,000 though to get that G-Metal G1 Power Core. And between 15 and 50, you have a chance of getting up 6 total spark crystals at 6 different levels throughout there. But if you hit 50, which most people won't, and that's okay because you don't have to complete it. But if you want to, it's available, and you can get up to 6 total spark crystals. And what's in those crystals? You can have a chance of winning 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000, either Combat Spark, Combiner Spark, or regular Spark. And I didn't want to list it all out. Basically, the newsletter says it's 11.1% chance for each of those different levels. Ultimately, it's an equal chance for whether it's 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000, or any of the Spark. There is no priority for any of those particular prizes. They're all equal chance. But I tried to simplify it a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure if I was successful, but this is what we're going with. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of news, but I did want to point this out because I think this is pretty cool. Starting Thursday with an update. I'm not sure if it's like a full update we have to download or if it's just something they're turning on the server. They are adding premium combat chips that you can purchase with cyber coins in the Autobot and Decepticon shop, similar to the premium crystals. Prior to this, there's been no way to get premium combat chips. Character combat chip bundles have been added into the shop rotation, similar to all of the other different various bundles that we see throughout the weeks. Character-specific combat chips drops have been matched to the same as character-specific bot crystals, meaning there's a little bit of an increased chance for a 4-star or in a 3-star, and less of a chance for a 2-star, still heavily weighted for 2 stars. And that's good to see, because I did notice it wasn't quite like that, and I'm still going to crack all the combat chips I have in my bridge right now, but because I'm not entirely sure if this update would affect those chips. But it would be nice if I had those odds already today. But here's the big news, and I realize that the chances are going to be infinitesimal, but free combat chips and normal free crystals starting tomorrow, Thursday, or today if you're watching the replay, have a small chance to actually drop a 4-star. Prior to this, there was 0 chance to get a 4-star unless you lucked out and got a premium crystal, and then also lucked out again and got a 4-star from that premium crystal. But now you can actually get a 4-star directly from the free crystal that you get on a daily basis for the combat chip, or 3 times daily with the normal free crystal. Yeah, like I said, chances are very, very, very small, but it's better than none, so that's positive. And just one last reminder to head on over to twitch.tv/EngineerHoist so you can join us Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, as we record these news streams live. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter @EngineerHoist for some behind-the-scenes content and pictures of the figures that I post every now and then. And that's about it. No real news about the new bots 6 Gun and Trigger Happy, other than I do believe next week event is going to be where we will be getting those bots. I'm not sure if it's going to be a leaderboard or prestige. I think it might be prestige event. But no real news. We did get a little bit of an upgraded image of 6 Gun, but not Trigger Happy, so I didn't want to favor one over the other. And no information about their abilities. They did say they would be showing them off in the official live stream for you guys live. It's tomorrow. For you guys watching the replay, it already happened. Go check out the Transformers Earth Wars official social media channels on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube to go check that out during their stream. So, with that, we've got a lot to get through, so I say we just go ahead and get to the crystal cracking. So if you were just here for the news, so long, thanks a lot, but we've got 161 crystals to get through. There's 1 premium crystal, plus 160 combat chips, looking for a chance to maybe get a couple more 4-stars. These are all Autobot chips, and also maybe even get myself a Lionizer or a couple of Lionizers or whatever, you know. So, all right. See you guys in. Let me just check in with the chat. I did catch something. So the guest on the official live stream, because they have been having guests. I was a guest a couple of weeks ago, and it was a great time. Poppy Blez is going to be the guest. So he is definitely one of the top Earth Wars players. But if you didn't know, he also wrote some of the comics that were released recently. I forget exactly what it's called, but it was the Constructicons story. He wrote the backstory of the Constructicons and how they became Devastator in IDW. So I'm definitely going to be wanting to check that out, because I mean, that's just amazing that you could be like a published author of Transformers stories. I mean, it's got to be like the dream if you're a writer. And I know we got a couple of you guys out there. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's see, who is this? Okay, so we were talking about the chances. So we'll tap this so you can see it's a 1% chance. It's kind of small, but it's a 1% chance for the 4-star, 9% for the 3-star. The new odds will be 1.8 for the 4-star and 10.2 for the 3-star. So they would be better possibly if I waited until tomorrow, but I don't want to wait. So these are fire drive crystals. Let's get cracking. And we did get fire drive. Most of these are going to be duplicates, guys. But the nice thing about the combat bots is anytime you get a duplicate, you do get some 5-star combat chips, even if it's just 2 at a time with the 2-star. But you know, all those 2s add up. There's fire drive again. You know what? How about we, since most of these are going to be dupes, how about we just go straight over to Lionizer, because that's the only one where Lionizer is going to drop. So that way you guys can check out if you want to. But I'm going to keep going, obviously. But we start off with Flak instead of Lionizer. But these are the Lionizer chips. These are the only ones that he can possibly come out of. There's another Flak. I am looking for a 4-star Flak too, because I didn't get a 4-star Flak in my last cracking of these. I got a 4-star Terraxodon and Fire Drive, I think. There's a 3-star Fire Drive with a little bit better combat 5-star chips. 4-star Night Stalker would be pretty nice too. 4-star of anything is going to be good. Oh, there's Lionizer. We got the 2-star. Very cool. So we can at least check that one off of the list. And at least get him on the... and the dupes are starting already. But we can at least get him on a bot and put him to work. Even as a 2-star. Oh, we're lighting up. Going to a 3-star Lionizer. Cool. Very cool. So that is all of the, I have all of the 3-star Autobots now. I am still missing a 3-star Blowpipe on the Decepticon combat bots, though. Sharksy's asking, could Lionizer be pronounced Leonizer? I would say no, because he is a lion, and he ionizes, and those are the 2 words I think they put together, lion and ionize, so Lionizer. I very strongly believe that it should be Lionizer. But you know what? You can call it whatever you want. In your own personal headcanon. Blade Prime got a 3-star Blowpipe today. Congrats to you. I have managed to pull a couple of 3-stars from those free crystals, or the combat chips. Call him Death Kitty. Yeah, there's another 3-star. And another Flak. Jer Barber got a 3-star Creator Maker. Very cool. Another Lionizer. Slamfire says usually saves up a month of crystals to crack at a specific time. Cool. It is sometimes fun to crack crystals in batches as opposed to like the free crystals just once at a time or whatever. Although it worked out well for me because I meant to say it earlier, but I'll go ahead and say it now. I was just cracking my free crystals because, you know, who gets anything good from free crystals anymore? Because I was just like, okay, let me go ahead and go collect my Spark or Battle Boost or Duplicate Bot or whatever. And then when I cracked the Decepticon free crystal, the Space Bridge started to light up. Got a 3-star Sentius Malice from a free crystal, so I was very pleased to see that. It was very, very surprising to see that. Very pleased, and I worked on him all weekend, and he's nearly at level 40, which for my opposite faction of the Decepticons is pretty significant, because I don't have a super strong power leveling bot like I do on the Autobot side. But I do have 3-star Deathsaurus, who I just researched him past level 50, so he's pretty strong, but he's not quite as strong as my level 56, I think, Sentius Magnus with an Amalgamous Prime Core on him. So not quite the same strength on the Decepticon side, but still pretty strong. Lots of duplicates. Yeah, that's how it goes, man, with these crystals. You're going to get more duplicates than not. And if you're going into a crystal cracking session thinking you're not going to get a bunch of duplicates, then you're fooling yourself. Your Barbara says last year got the Gnaw Autobot, and last week got a 3-star Decepticon Gnaw. So you got the Bitter Twins. Nice. So we got, after this, we got 5 more of these Lionizer character crystals with the chance for Lionizer. So really only 5 more chances left to get the 4-star of that guy. But instead we get a 3-star Flak. Duplicate, of course, because this is the Dupe City. And a back-to-back 3-star dupes as we pull a Night Stalker. And we get another Flak, but we're back to the 2 stars. There's another Lionizer. And last chance for a 4-star Lionizer. Produces a duplicate Tyraxodon. Of the 3-star variety, though. So very cool. We'll take it. Let's head back over to these Fire Drive crystals. Okay, so not many things can come out of these. Pretty much 4-star Night Stalker or a 4-star Flak. Got to think about that for a second. Optimus Prime says low level base, so you won't get that many dupes for now. Yeah, the number of dupes definitely goes up the more bots that you collect. So as you start to collect a lot of bots, you're going to get a lot of dupes. But you know, if you have a single bot, there's a chance for you to get a dupe. So Optimus Rodimus says at 200 Sideswipe and Springer crystals, which will be cracking after Energon storage upgrade is complete and the shuttle upgrade. Wow. We've been saving those for a while. I can't remember the last time we saw Sideswipe crystals or even Springer crystals. Unless you're missing the 4-star of those and you got those in your personal bundles. That I can see how you could get those. Okay. There's another 3-star. Bring on those 5-star shards. Bring on those 5-star combat shards. That's all I gotta say. Sharksy's asking, who would save Sideswipe crystals, let alone buy Sideswipe crystals? Well, I'll tell you, Optimus Rodimus would. So, I can see Sideswipe working pretty well if you pair him with another bot that rushes in a line. Like if you send Sideswipe first and then followed by, say, Pyromagna or Slug, or even Goldfire or something like that, you could tear down a line, and if it didn't quite do that, follow up with a Warpath shot right down that line. You know, you got a path marching straight to the headquarters practically. Yeah, there you go. Personal bundles. That's what I figured. That's about the only way you could have possibly done that. Last month was the best bot searching month in both accounts. Found 30 bots in a month. Holy moly! That is a good month. That's a bot a day. Congratulations on that. I agree, First Monk. 2 research slots is indeed very, very nice. I've gotten quite a few bots through the research lab lately. In fact, that Death Source that I just talked about, that 3-star Death Source, put him through at 50. I never would have done that if I had another, if I only had the 1 slot. I was sitting on him and stuck at level 50 for probably a better part of a year, just because I didn't want to waste 6 days on Decepticon level when I had so many Autobots to level. But since I opened up that 2nd slot, I threw him on one side and an Autobot on the other side, and now he's through. And actually taking advantage of all the XP that he's going and helping the other bots get. Just got my 4-star Snarl out of the lab today. He's nice. I'm thinking I would like to get a 5-star Snarl. I think 5-star Snarl would be really good. I'm sticking with batch 4 till I get a Lita, though. I'm not saying Snarl will be the next one that I chase, but he indeed is nice, and I would not be upset if I were to get a 5-star Snarl. I also did some leveling of abilities because I realized I was coming close to that 3 million spark cap again. So, okay, so these are Terexodon chips, and I was trying to hit the information on this one. I think these are flak chips. Yeah. So that was a flak chip. But we didn't get flak. Yeah, so these were personal or character-specific crystals for all of the Autobot characters except Night Stalker. But as is the case with all character-specific crystals, you have a chance of getting any other character that's available, of which Lionizer is not one of those available in every crystal yet. I don't think we have to wait too long for it to happen. If they may have raised the spark cap to 4 million, but it was 3 million at some point. But I had bots that I needed to level, and I had Energon collecting dust in my inventory, so I went ahead and used some inventory and leveled up some abilities. I think I leveled up Skylinks to level 8, maybe? Maybe level 9. Leveled up Snarl a couple levels, because I realized I had him still at only like a level 4, so I bumped him up a couple of levels. Because I was like, wait a minute, he came out at 51 and he's this low on my list, and I was like, oh, he's only got a level 4 ability. Let's bump that up a couple times. And then I was in the mode. Of leveling abilities, so I went ahead and said, oh, who else can I level? Another 3-star, bring him on. Give me 20 shards instead of the 2. I know it means nothing, but I still get a little bit excited when it pauses for a second. That happen to anybody else? You see something in the game and you just know that it means nothing, but you still get that little bit of excitement. Oh, it might. Oh no. And I knew it. What do you think about level 10 Rodimus? I mean, like Rodimus Prime? That might be pretty good. Because it does increase the percentage of the bots of damage that it does, so that could definitely be good. First 3-star was Wheeljack. That's a good 3-star to get. Forgot who your first 3-star was. Oh, I could tell you who my first 3-star was. My first 3-star, some of you guys have been here around a while, probably know it. Dust Up was my first 3-star. I'm like, cool, Dust Up! And then I quickly realized just how bad of a luck that was. Fortunately, my second 3-star was Firefly, so that was pretty good. And that wasn't too far after Dust Up, so. First 4-star was RC. I got RC from the event when she was first released, shortly after the game was released. It was the very first Prestige event, and if I remember, it was the only individual Prestige event. I don't think there's been any other individual Prestige events other than that first one with RC. I might be wrong, but nothing comes to mind. I remember I made it through 8 Prestiges, and it was the 8th crystal that I got the 4-star. The very last chance to get the 4-star RC, I got the 4-star RC. And I was so excited because, yes, it's a 4-star! But then I was like, wait, this decoy, that's not very good. It's better now because they added the EMP stun on it. It's good for popping outposts, which I certainly wasn't thinking of at the time, so it's definitely good for that. Plus, I think they gave it more health, a higher percentage of health from RC, so that definitely helps. Plus, like I said, that EMP. So if you could get that decoy off by a lone defense, like say off to the side, maybe you got a mortar or a beam laser or a missile launcher just nailing you. Nobody's over there, but RC's nearby. You send her decoy over there by it. And it may as well be a one-shot because it's going to just keep hitting it and just take it completely out of action. So they definitely improved RC's ability over time. Other than popping outposts, I don't really have too many opportunities to use that the hologram, the decoy, using the EMP ability. But it happens every now and then. And I'm always happy that she's on the squad when I have that opportunity to do that. Oh, I missed that comment. Big D said, I think the major heartbreaker is when you get the lights going on a character bundle only to get another bot or con that other than what the bundle was for. Yes, I've definitely had that before. It's like, okay, you know, I'm like say like Lionizer going, like when it lit up for 3 stars, I knew that he was the only 3-star available. But if it went to 4 stars, I'd be like, oh cool, 4-star Lionizer. But if it was like not Lionizer, then that would be slightly disappointing. But in this particular case, either of the other 2 4-stars, which would have been Night Stalker or Flak, would both have been very welcome. Slightly disappointing that it wouldn't be the bot that it was named for, but still, hey, you know, I think even though it could be slightly disappointing, I think you can get over it pretty quickly. I mean, unless you're going for, like, say, CRACKIN Star Saber crystals and then you pull a Dust Up, you know, then maybe you won't get over that one very well. But now, don't get me wrong, I like Dust Up as a character. It's just she's a decent gunner. I mean, all gunners are good, but the ability is weak. Another 3-star fire drive. I haven't even pulled any 4-star dupes. I mean, I wouldn't even mind seeing like a 4-star duplicate of fire drive or pterodactyl. I almost said no, Pteraxodon. I almost said it right, and then I corrected myself to say the wrong thing. Oh, you ever do that? You know the right thing to say, but you think it's wrong, and then you correct yourself, and then you say the wrong thing, or type it, or write it, or something like that. Raise your hand. I can't see your hands, but raise your hand if you've ever taken a test and put down an answer, like say on a multiple choice question, and you thought it was wrong, we went back and changed it, and then you ended up getting it wrong. Yeah, after a few times of doing that, I decided to just go with my gut. You know, if I put an answer down, I just, especially if I knew the material. I mean, if it was a complete guess and I had some extra time, maybe I'd go back and double check. But if I was reasonably sure that was the right answer, I just ignored that I put anything down. If I was not sure, I would just leave it blank and go back. So that way I knew if I had an answer down, I didn't have to check it, because that's the answer I'm sticking with. It worked out pretty well for me. It helps when you know the material on the test, though. One thing that helped me hugely in college was, because there's a, engineering's tough and it's a lot of math, a lot of formulas and stuff like that. I would always, like, the night before or the morning of, I would say, oh goodness, we're getting a 4-star. 4-star flak. Yes, sir. Very nice. Awesome. Now I got to figure out who to put this guy on. I'm thinking Trax is going to get one of my flaks. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Deal with it. So very cool. As I was launching into a story about school, yeah. So I would always go and I would just redo the homework. That way, it was fresh in mind, and so when I went into the test, it was fresh in my mind. I had the muscle memory and everything, and it definitely made the test a little bit easier. It especially worked out well for those classes where I found that the tests were basically just the homework questions with different numbers. So if you go through and you did the homework and you just do it again right before the test and you ace it. So there's a tip for anybody if you're struggling. But that's what worked for me. It may not work for you. It may not work for everybody. Everybody's got their own different learning style, their own different studying style. And certainly, if you're not in engineering, I'm not sure what other types of homework tips that would work. But if you're doing anything like math heavy, formula heavy, definitely that worked out well for me anyway. Do we know when the Transformers is coming to Netflix? I don't know the date. I don't know a date. Look who's popping Ryan's blaster has some competition coming up. Yo, all I know is Trax is getting one of my flaks. That's a terrible blaster impression. Oh, there's a 3-star Trax. Sharksy's throwing out the favorite Transformers YouTuber. You ask what's my favorite YouTuber in general. Yours would be Talking Kitty Cat. Oh, okay. We don't want to advertise non-Transformers YouTubers here. I'm kidding. I'll tell you one thing. I just stumbled across this channel just yesterday. It was totally random, but it's called Some Good News. What it is John Krasinski from The Office. He basically is doing like a news show. Looks like it started just like back in March, right before this whole mess that we're in. And just scouring the internet, Twitter, and various other things, looking for good news stories. And he does a little show, and he delivers the news. And he even has people on and connects them with celebrities and stuff like that. And it was actually really cool. So I definitely, highly recommend go check out Some Good News channel. It's John Krasinski is running it. He does the host. I would imagine he does a lot of the work. He may have helpers too. I don't know. Celebrities do get people helping. But anyway, definitely Some Good News is just found it yesterday, and I love it. I had a smile on my face the entire time. I watched a couple of the videos. Smile on my face the whole time. It is absolutely good news. Very feel-good type of videos. So we'll go with that for my current favorite non-Transformers YouTube channel. That's right, Gam Galvatron and Optimus Prime. That's why I go check out that channel, because it is the opposite of all of that. So. And the last combat chip is a duplicate fire drive. There we go. And we do have a premium crystal here for the heck of it. It's a duplicate Jetfire. So that does it for the crystal cracking. Let's just go ahead and go and see how close are we to that 5-star combat chip. We made a little bit more progress. We're 2,000 to 5,000 now. But big news is we got 2-star Lionizer. We got 3-star Lionizer. And we got 4-star Flak. And no, I have not done any work with these combat bots yet. I'm going to. I need to. Yeah, definitely going to be doing that. Flak, I definitely really wanted. And I'm really hoping to get Night Stalker, actually, coming in as a 4-star before too long. All right, there. So that, I think, is going to do it for this Transformers Earth Wars news / crystal cracking stream. For those of you watching live, stick around. For those of you watching the replay, just another reminder, head on over to twitch.tv/EngineerHoist to join Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern to watch live and join in on the conversation. We will be sticking around afterwards for a little bit of some after-stream chat, which is not posted over to YouTube. So if you want to be a part of that, you definitely need to come over and watch live. And that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we will see you next time.